everybody. Welcome to another episode of Simple Dope. I am Tanya. We got Shahidah and we got C-Dub, Chris.
What up?
Oh, and we have a special extra co-host there.
She's just sitting up there.
Dana Shaniqua, the Wonder Cat, has decided she wants to make an appearance. So, hi, everybody.
This is like countdown to our final MAFS episode. Who's tired of Married at First Sight right now? This season, anyway. Yeah.
It's a long season. It's been a long season.
It has. It seems like it's longer than the other ones. I don't know. I mean, and it's been drama, so you would think that would make it more exciting. But it was so many unlikable characters. You could only root for what, 2? That's it.
What
I'm over it.
For?
You root for Brianna and Vincent. That's it.
Oh, I thought you were two couples. I was like, what other couple?
I started with 2 couples. You know me too well now. I tried to walk it back a little, but I was going to say Finn and Elf. But no, I didn't root for them in the end.
No.
So I guess we just got to go straight into Chris. Chris, the other Chris, the sucky Chris. The bold,
wearing his blue
Chris.
The crazy Chris Williams with his blue nut hugging suit on. Come on, what is with these two?
He didn't have a lapel. He didn't have a lapel pin, but his pastor did.
Pastor Dwight had his brooch
and his blue
and his tight blue suit.
I like his hair much better.
He's got a good beard though.
I'm glad he got rid of his top, his fade, his flat top.
Yeah, nothing's gonna work for his looks. I know I've said it several times, and Chris should be like, "We know you're not attracted to him," but it's because he's so ugly inside. It just, I just can't not see it in his face and features.
I didn't find him attractive at all, but then, once his personality came out, he just was horrific.
Once he had the audacity that first night to say that he wasn't attracted to her, I was just like, you ugly motherfucker.
But he's typical. But that's typical. That's typical. Men want that shit. Like, he was very clear. We're in Atlanta, Pastor Cal, and out of all the women in Atlanta, this is what you got. This is what you brought me.
But I'm glad
this, because remember when it first happened, when they and I said to you and Chris, I hope that they don't show that. And you, Chris, you said specifically she needs to see it, and I didn't want her to see it because I don't care what anybody says. That will cut me, and words hurt more than physical because it stays with you.
I agree.
And looking at the shock on her face when she saw that video, and I know he tried to clean it up, but I hope that never leaves her head when it comes to him. But
she shouldn't have had that shock in the first place, because she should have realized it, and she didn't. Right. Sometimes people need to see the stone cold truth. You need to be like, look, or you want to know what he really said and what he's not saying to you? This is exact, and he knew it too. And I was like, yep, that's what you get.
Yep.
He said it. He said it, and you could see her. She was trying to keep it dignified. She was trying to keep it together. That must have really, really hurt her. But I hope at least she can see past his. She can't though. I don't think she still can.
No, because when he started after she saw that, and then Pastor Dwight came out, and then they started going at it. What is she doing? I would have let Pastor Dwight get up and knock his ass down when he was flapping his gums, talking about what you gonna do. Let's go outside, meet me in the parking lot. Why are we meeting in the parking lot, bro? Let's handle this shit right here. She should have just let Pastor Dwight get up and knock his ass down. What is she doing? No, she's standing in between them. Chris, I'd have sat my ass there, crossed my legs, and drank a drink, and been like, my name is Bennett. I ain't in it. You just told me my face was ugly. Go fuck off.
Yeah,
Paige is a better bitch than me, because I would have lost it on national.
An abused wife.
You continuously through the course of this season have continuously disrespected me on national TV. Paige had her moment and she fucked it.
She did.
She could. I wanted her to come out there looking good. She looked good. I will give her that. I liked her braids. I didn't like that dress, but I liked her face. Whoever did her makeup did a great job. She looked really good. I wanted this to be Paige's moment where Paige just went in on him in a respectful, professional way, but she can't because she still thinks that something's going to work out between them. Why would you go to counseling with him? Why would you live with him for a couple of days or a couple of weeks? I got with some ass because you know they was fucking.
I like the host, Kevin. I like how he called him out on his scripted answers because everybody, I mean, he came out the gate. He came out the gate with all these apologies. I apologize to her family. Oh, you know, I have a statement. I'm immature. I'm a bad person. You know, he came out the gate, and that's why you know it's fake because when his friend came out, and that was a surprise for him, he couldn't adjust. I would have been able to adjust and made that moment kept that moment just like I did before. He lost his temper, started cursing because it was something that was thrown in the mix and he wasn't prepared for it. So everything was fake.
What did Pastor Dwight say that set him off? What did he say? Chris doesn't like
criticism.
Something. Criticism. Okay.
Criticism. I think it was criticism.
Yeah.
And he lost it on that.
Of course. He's a bitch.
Totally lost it.
He's a bitch.
Totally lost it.
Which was let me ask you this, Chris, from a man's perspective, because when I saw this exchange between Chris and Dwight, I was like, I wonder if a lot of men think that.
Think what?
Like Chris's main thing was you went behind my back. You went and reached out to my wife without having a conversation with me. You reached out to my wife and set up a meeting with her.
I think the show probably did that. I think the show probably did that to get him in there. I don't know how much she did, or I don't know if he directly contacted them, but I think that probably the show has something to do with it. But I will say, I mean, I understand, talking to your wife first, but you've known your wife just as long as Pastor Dwight has known your wife. It's not like you have a history and it's like you've been together for 10 years, then you're just trying to step in and say something to my wife. No, you were fucking up from the beginning, and he had to come in, because the show was probably like, can you talk to Chris, or because they had this conversation with Chris first, right? Remember?
Yes.
From the other guy, right?
That conversation.
And then he went to Paige, right?
Yeah. Right. I think it was like an episode or two later or something. It wasn't in the same episode.
No, it wasn't the same episode. It was the Pastor Dwight, Chris, and his other friend, their other threesome. And they were going in on him. And then I think it was the next episode that Dwight met with Paige.
I honestly thought that, I don't defend Chris at all, but I did think it was disrespectful too. One, you didn't know her. You know, and I know Chris had just married her and he didn't know her either. But if the show wanted to have somebody come in and talk to her, then get one of her friends, not his friend, and for his friend to agree to it, because I know everybody loves Pastor Dwight. I think Pastor Dwight is just looking for just attention, just like Chris. I don't see him too much different than Chris, honestly. And I got to tell you guys about his about Chris's IG Live and the things that he said on that, which were hilarious. But
Chris is who?
I agree.
IG Live.
Huh?
I said Chris is what? Oh, IG Live. Go ahead.
IG Live. I'm sorry. I agree with Chris. I thought that as his friend, if anything, if you needed to come back and speak to me one-on-one, not go to her. That's for her girlfriend. That's for her family. Had they known each other longer and had been in relationships where they've been out to dinner and they knew each other socially or whatever, then I maybe can see it, but not right off the rip.
I see that as the exact opposite. If they had gone out this and the other, then he should, and they have a history together and you're trying to talk to my woman after you know our history, whatever.
Right. You're right.
And also, I don't know how much Paige.
I
I don't know how much Paige wanted to talk to him to figure out what about this dude. How can I help my marriage? I think that's what the thing was. I think it may have been I don't know if Pastor Dwight was like, let me tell you about Chris. I think it may have been, wonder if I can talk to Pastor Dwight about, or his friends, to find out something about him, because right now it's not working between the two of us.
Because it was Pastor Dwight that married them. He married them.
He did?
Yes, he was the man that married them. Pastor Dwight married them. So that's kind of like, I look at it like, if you get married in a church by a preacher or a priest, and your marriage or your relationship isn't going well, and who are you going to turn to? If not your family and your friends, you're going to go to the person that married your ass. You're right. Your pastor.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think that Pastor Dwight did have, or does have, pure intentions or good intentions. Whether they're pure or not is another thing, but good intentions to helping them, because he's like, she's a great girl and that's my boy, and I want to, but he's fucking up. Yeah, he's fucking up. So
yeah, I didn't get that vibe from him. I had a just as, not as negative as Chris, but just as negative, I felt with him. I didn't like him. And I know Chris was saying on his IG Live, but we all know that he's a fuckboy. So, I take his word for it. He says he has like 3 church members.
Well, he's going to get a whole hell of a lot now, because I went to Pastor Dwight's IG, and Pastor Dwight is out there doing the most. He's on everybody's podcast, giving everybody's radio interviews. Oh, Pastor Cal is milking it. And now he's the new sex symbol, because everybody on Twitter.
Pastor Dwight or Pastor Cal?
Pastor Dwight. Oh, I'm sorry. I said Pastor Cal. I mean Pastor Dwight. Pastor Dwight is doing the most. And now he's like the new sexy man. Yeah. I'm not fond of those suits. Like, listen, just give me a basic suit.
That must be
that's Atlanta. That's Atlanta, Houston shit, Dallas shit. And Detroit. Let's not leave Detroit off of that map, because Detroit players doing the absolute most. Listen, Detroit Negroes and Chicago Negroes take that shit to a whole nother level. They're shooting. Black men in Detroit and Chicago have the best shoe game, hands down. And when I say best, I mean ghettoist. It just depends on with the Stacey Adams, the Gators, like aqua blue goddamn Gators with the matching suits and fedoras and hell. And wear the baggy pants, where the pant leg is sagging underneath the heel of the shoe. Don't get me started. I can stop my own what was that shit that Joan Rivers had back in the day? The fashion police. I could do my own fashion police and just destroy everybody. Especially when it comes to men.
When I think of like the Stacey Adams shoes and those suits, I think of that guy on Long After Lock Up, the black dude.
I was about to say that. Exactly.
Oh, he is, and guess where he was from? Chicago. Chicago.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was from Chicago, and you couldn't tell him nothing. And you can't tell no Negro from the Chi that they don't look good. That's not a good look. They'll be like, bitch, keep it moving. That's how they do out there in them streets.
That whole thing with Chris, it started off like I said, it was fake because of the script. Then he got thrown off, and so I don't know. On his IG Live, he said he's not even going to be on the show next week. And it was all a setup. That's his whole thing. He takes no personal responsibility. As far as he's concerned, the way they edited it, the situations that they put him in, they manufacture it. But what about your reaction, sir? What about how you reacted? Had you reacted differently to this man coming out, it wouldn't even be a conversation. You could have let him have his piece and say, you know what? I understand we've been friends for a long time, but I respectfully disagree. Done. Nobody's just talking about your broke ass right now. Nobody.
But Chris is going to have a bitch for every day of the goddamn week. Let's not get this shit twisted. Because no matter how much of an asshole fuckboy that he is, there's going to be a lot of women out there that are going to look at him and be like, I can fix him. I'll do right. I'll do him right. And he'll change for me. There's a lot of bitches out there that want to fucking fix me upper. Fuck that shit. He gonna get laid now. Don't get it twisted. Chris is gonna have his share of women. Let's not get that shit twisted. And some good women too. I'm not saying he's gonna have some rogue ass ghetto babes all up on his tip. He's gonna have some nice, probably famous women, possibly.
Who? What
I mean,
I'm not, when I say famous, I mean like Instagram famous.
He really thought he was saying something. That's him on Instagram. He was in New York last week. I don't know.
I saw him in New York, and I'm surprised nobody hemmed his ass up in the middle of Times Square, cutting up like he was.
But that's another thing. On his Instagram live, he was saying that people have been threatening his family, you know, and he's like, I'm daring you motherfuckers to come up on me in public because, you know, he gets all of the look at Chris's face. He gets all these threats online. And even when you're reading the comments in his Instagram live, there's nothing positive. There's nobody saying, well, you know, maybe, you know, I'm reading it wrong because, you know, Lifetime is editing it a certain way. They're all about your reaction and how you handle stuff is why you look fucked up. That's why. But you know that Negro's DMs is on fire. He's getting titty pictures, videos, ass pictures, pussy pictures, all kinds of shit. Bitches is blowing his DMs up. Don't get it twisted now. I don't. But I know this is the way it is. What's Nicki Minaj's line? And not Nicki Minaj. Yeah, Cardi B's line in her song "Up." Niggas love a toxic bitch. Started fight. Niggas love a toxic bitch. That's women and men love toxicity in a relationship because they feel if you're not arguing, if there's not some people, I'm not saying all, if there's no argument or no big emotion, that there's no love. It has to be, a fight or a struggle all the time, and that's true. If you want Chris, I agree with you. Fight and struggle. Mm-hmm. That's all he's about. I mean, unless you look like what he's looking for. I mean, because it's apparent he has a type, and it ain't.
Did he take all his posts?
Did he what?
Take off all his posts on Instagram?
Did he? I haven't seen it.
I haven't been to it. I haven't seen it. Oh, for real? Oh, snap.
And his only post is my biggest flex, honestly, is that God never took his hand off me.
Oh, please. God is done with both you and Paige right now. God is like, Chris and Paige, I'm going to need y'all. Y'all on suspension for at least a year.
30,000 followers, though. 31,000 followers.
Of course he does.
That's ridiculous. Mm-mm. And I feel like he took down everything and he's going to try and rebrand himself. And I think that was part of his maneuver last week when he came out. Chris is immature. I didn't deserve a woman like him, because he knows that, you know, Black women are probably his worst critics right now. So he tried to change it up a little. Mm-hmm. Get rid of my old Instagram and come out, you know, maybe 3-4 months from now, and I can ricochet this into something else. He'll probably be giving fucking relationship advice. Oh my God. I wouldn't put it past for Chris to get another show. This is how this shit works. I wouldn't put it past for Lifetime or some other fucking network because we is all about the fucking fuckery, getting him his own little show, and where it's like, let's find Chris the woman of his fucking dreams. I would not be surprised. We have not seen the last of this motherfucker. Let's not get this shit twisted.
No,
we're going to see him again. We are going to see him again.
But I'm not sure they would give him his own show. He's so I don't know. Or
if he finds another girlfriend and then he's on marriage boot camp. I mean, come on. All these shows are
the thing about it is he's not good TV because you don't want to root for him at all, and you need something on the opposite end to be like, you know, balancing it out. Like, you don't want to watch him
balance it out because you'll stop rooting for her for being so stupid.
Because I stopped.
Paige doesn't have any fans either. That that Ivanka Trump voice she tries to do. It's just, I just can't stand her. I just can't stand her. And I wanted to like her and feel for her, but you have to advocate for yourself. And
I stopped. When she started with her bullshit, I stopped. I stopped feeling sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for her.
So one thing I missed, let me ask you guys about, oh my God, Drunk and her husband.
Oh, Eric and Virginia.
Virginia and her
boring.
husband.
I thought they were boring.
Did they look like they were happy? I felt that his body language was extremely stiff.
No, they look typical like they do on the show. They look like they looked and they spoke with their answers like they were on, before the reunion.
I know he's stiff, he's not like animated or whatever, but he just seemed particularly more stiff to me. Like he seemed tense.
Well, they had him sitting all close together on top of each other on that. That wasn't even a love seat. It was like a friggin' ottoman.
Rihanna and Vincent were sitting in the same seat.
When the mother came, he was fine.
Yeah. I liked the mother. I thought the mother was good.
I mean, he seemed. I just think that's how. I just feel like they are a MAGA couple. Just
they're going. Oh, listen, the next insurrection, they're going to be right there.
She's already crossed over. She's like, I go to bed early now.
There.
I don't go out anymore. I was like, oh, all right, well.
And remember the whole.
There you
I'm
go.
not going to move in with him. That was her. It was a deal breaker for her, and she just did it.
Of course she did.
Yeah.
She had to do it.
Where the hell else was she gonna go? Or it was going to be over. He made that very clear to her. Right. He's a homeowner.
That's what I was saying to you all the entire time. That all this bogus bullshit that she was throwing out, like she wasn't going to do this or she wasn't going to do that. She was going to acquiesce and do whatever he said that she wanted to do to keep that security.
I'm telling you, it's still not gonna last.
It's not, and he gave her an open because he did say on there that she can still, she still goes out with her friends. That was a sore spot for him,
and that he overreacted,
right? But yet she's still going out with her friends.
Yeah.
I bet you anything, knowing Virginia, I bet you anything that was a deal breaker. What, you want me to move into your goddamn condo? Then I don't want to hear your lip when I go out with my boys on Friday and Saturday nights.
I don't think she talked that tough.
I don't know. I don't think she talked that tough. I don't know. They seem, I guess, they seem good for now, but they ain't gonna make it. I think out of all the couples, the only three that survived, I think the only ones that will make it, and I'm giving them like a 50-50 is Brianna and what's his face? Champagne Poppy.
Only 50-50 for them to survive?
I'm only gonna give them 50-50.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think Brianna and Vincent will last. I think they're pretty good. I mean, if you're gonna as good as you're gonna get and matching up two people like this in this type of situation, they did pretty well.
And if they are the next couple to be crowned, which I mean it's a no-brainer, the next couple to be crowned on the couples cam show that they have, which they'll stay together. They will be. They'll stay together because they're gonna get paid. Shit, all the couples get paid. Well, I know, but they get paid. Well, for them, I think it's like $1,500. Well, she's an engineer. She's an engineer, so she's an engineer, so she makes her own money, outright, and he does too.
That will help him.
Them little extra checks, they'll count. They'll count. Shit.
Yeah.
I have never watched that show. Have you guys watched it?
No, actually I watched it. I watched it after the New Orleans season because when I found out that Woody and Amani were going to be on, I'm like obsessed with Woody.
I like Woody and Amani.
Woody and Amani is like, bitch, if you ever get married again, like that video I sent you, I want my man. I want to be coming out the bedroom with two pots on my tits and a grater on my cooch and be like, prank, tank, tank. And then Woody and Amani's relationship, right off the rip, I was like, goals.
Yeah.
They fucking love each other and they don't take each other serious. I like it. So what do we think about Chin and Alf? He finally admitted that he loved her.
But
No, he didn't admit that he loved her.
He was goaded into it, right?
Yes.
Well, I think he had to.
Same. That's
Not
whack.
the same.
That is so whack.
And
Oh,
as a woman, I'm surprised. And as a woman, I'm surprised that you would want a man to tell you for the first time, having someone else to say, "Do you love her?"
No, I agree with you, but I'm just grateful that he said it, because as a woman, in my mentality, he wouldn't have lasted.
But he didn't really say it. He kind of said,
"Tell me you've never told anybody you love them."
What he should have done is, before they went on that thing, he should have said, "I love you," and she should have been like, "Yes, he already told me he loves me," and then they'd be like, "I love you," whatever, you know.
Right.
But that's not what. That didn't seem like that's what happened.
No, that wasn't what happened. That was the big news, and we don't. And apparently, they still haven't had sex.
I don't think they have.
I don't think they have either. I don't. And I saw pictures of them this weekend. I think it was Friday. I saw pictures of them at a Atlanta Braves game with Eric and Virginia, and they look happy. I don't.
With beers in their hands.
Virginia was all banged up.
So it seems like there's an alcohol issue. She's like, "I like to drink and it's never been a problem." Said like a perfect alcoholic.
Right?
I don't have a problem.
Ain't nothing wrong with me. I have no problems.
Every time we saw you, you had a drink. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess that could be
working alcoholic. That's what it is. Comes down to. But what about? Okay, well, Vinny and Brianna.
Well, I'm glad that he kind of. I'm glad that he kind of gave me his reasonings for why he was that way, by saying, "I have a lot of anxiety and wanting to have everyone watch you do something that to have the pressure of, I really don't want to do it, but I have to do it, or I'll look like this to everybody else watching, even though I don't want to do it." That's a huge conflict, because I don't think he's a very public person, obviously. No. Even though this is like, but
you nailed it. You nailed it on one of our last recordings when you said, and it didn't register with me. I'm watching it on TV, but you don't realize that, there's a whole production here, like with the horse riding on the beach. Yeah. And he's like, he had to get on that horse because now everybody's watching him. He had to do that. So I was glad that he
anyway
said
for
that.
not getting on the horse right away, but it became an issue.
Right.
So that's became,
Yeah.
But
I was pleasantly surprised that she was all about having babies. Like, and she has a legitimate beef on that with her hypertension. Like women, especially women in her 20s with hypertension, then there's a whole genetic fuck up there that could possibly cost her life if she gets pregnant. And now she's all gangbusters ready to go in and have babies.
But there's so many women that have that issue. I mean, I think the biggest thing is that conversation and that openness with your physician.
With your physician, yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree. And
I think sometimes you can make things bigger than what they have to be because of, the fear. I understood her fear, but I feel like she blew it up to proportion, and that might be because of the media. The last. Oh no,
I think she blew it up because she. Yeah, I think she blew it up because she really wasn't fond. She wasn't really wanting to have babies right off the rip. So she was using the hypertension as a thing. But with the reunion, it took like her whole disposition changed. And I noticed this with a lot of women and a lot of men that. I ain't never having no kids. I don't want no kids. Nah. I'm good. And then they end up babysitting a close friend's baby or a sibling's baby, or
that'll make you not want to have kids
because my brother pumped out 3, and thank God they're adults now. But child, please, I was like, the shop is closed up in here. I ain't. I'm too damn selfish.
You wanted 5, and you have
really
2?
3.
She got 3.
If I had a better marriage, a stronger partner, I would have definitely had 2 more, maybe even 3.
Wow.
That's awesome. What about you, Chris? Do you ever regret not having kids? Because I don't.
That bitch is like, I don't.
I gave myself till 50 because I would want to be the type of father that is. I mean, I'm an active person as it is, but I would want to be really active with my kids, which means chasing them around, doing fun stuff. Child, I'm too tired now. I'm just too tired to be. Don't make me get out of this chair. Do not make me get up. If I
right. But see, I guess the good thing for you is that, you know, men, it's different because you guys can have kids until you're damn near in your 70s. Would you want to? I don't know. That's just weird to me. But you could still, like, it wouldn't be weird for you. Like if decided tomorrow at the age that you are that you were going to have a baby. I don't think people would look weird to you.
I'd look
but
like
if
a
I
grandfather.
was me, I would be like, come on, Nana. Really?
No, I look like a grandfather.
Yeah.
But picking them up from school. My friends have kids that have kids. Obviously.
My friend Cynthia said she took her little girl to swimming lessons. And there was an older guy there, and she thought it was his granddaughter. She said he looked at least 60 something. And he was like, yeah, this is my kid. And the way she said it, he was just like, you know what? I was like, well, how old was the mother? But yeah. I didn't want to be, I feel like it sucks because I feel like having children should be when you're younger. But then when you're younger, you're not as mature. You don't have as much patience. And then if you're working, you know.
And money. You don't have money either.
Exactly. So, you know, you have all these things against you. And that's why my children always say stuff like, look how you do Darius and Autumn. You know, you let them do this or whatever. Because my patience is different. I'm like financially better off. I'm not stressing about, oh, I got to get home. Do do people's homework, make dinner. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I do understand when somebody says that they want to have children maybe after 35 because that makes sense financially and you're at a better place. And then you've lived single for a good while, or you lived with your husband or wife quietly and then you welcome in that child. So
I think the optimal, I think, is a woman should not get married before the age of 28.
Yeah.
And a man should not get married before the age of 33, depending on his job. Because a man has to feel like his job, he can take care of a family. And around 33, you start going, okay, I've got it. I should have this, or I'm in a career, I'm doing this. And the woman should be young enough to be able to have them and, you know, and be healthy about it, as well as still have room for in her 30s if she wants, but getting married at 28, maybe be together for a couple of years and then start having kids at 30 and then start pumping them out, you know, while the man is still, you know, while everyone's still young or can handle it.
Yeah.
That's a good mix.
Yeah. And I'm glad because like it's just me and my brother. It's kind of like, Chris and I kind of have the same kind of shit. And it's like, I'm grateful that my brother, when he had his kids, that I was in their life. Mm-hmm. So like, he wasn't that kind of sibling that was like, bitch, stay in your lane, know your position. He was welcoming, like, you know, these kids are going to, you're their aunt, but they're going to look at you more like as a mother figure and this, that, and the other thing. And I babysat them. They stayed at my house, my apartments back in the day and stuff. So
he just needed a break.
Oh yeah, I was just great. Yeah, and then I was like the cool auntie because when they were young, when they were young, they would come over here and I'd be like, my brother had the audacity. He's gonna kill me. He is going to kill me. But he'd have the audacity to come to my house or my apartment at the time and be like, I'm gonna need you to you can't be feeding these kids all that shit. You know, you don't know soda, no this. And I'm just like, well, if you want them to eat specific shit, then you're going to have to bring them groceries here. Because I don't eat at that time. I mean, I'm different now, but at that time I was like, I ain't eating that shit.
Right.
I ain't eating lettuce and fruit. We going to McDonald's, Wendy's, Popeyes, everything. They want pizza, we getting pizza. They want chips, you want ice cream for breakfast? Great. We lay in bed and eat ice cream for breakfast.
That's how I do my grandkids. They ain't gonna die.
Right. I'm like, they good.
It's milk and dairy, and they got some nuts in it.
That's it. You got your whole food groups up in there. You got your legumes, you got your dairy. Shit. Got a little bit of sugar.
I'm glad she actually changed, her perception on that, and hopefully. But again, I said too that I always felt like them doing some marriage counseling after all the cameras and stuff were gone would be helpful, because again, I feel like, especially both of them, having not seen good marriages, or not just so much marriages, because it doesn't have to be, or just couples know how to speak to each other and communicate, because it's a huge deal. I listen to, like, I'd be watching some of these, like, videos, and just how some of these people who claim to be in love with someone will speak to them, and I saw that in the beginning with Brianna, but I saw her also, come down on that as well. And Vincent is.
Yeah.
And then Virginia and Eric talks about kids too. She's like, well, it's not that I didn't want to have kids. It's just that, I want to make sure if he want to have kids, then I want to, but if he didn't want to, it'd be fine with me.
That's not what she said though in the beginning. In the beginning, she said she didn't want to have kids because she didn't think that she was going to be a good mother.
Parent. Exactly.
Yeah, because, she had such bad representation, I guess, from her family. That's why she said she didn't want to have kids, but that was bullshit too. I feel like
I changed my mind. I mean, what's wrong with that?
You do her too well.
Yeah, he does.
To the screen.
Yeah, things are great. That's Eric. Yeah, things are pretty great. Yeah,
too funny.
Yeah, I don't want them to reproduce, but it might happen.
Oh, they're gonna.
I hope his sperm count is extremely low.
The thing that I wanted to see the most, and I did not get to see, and I was really upset about it, is if Elf changed his hairstyle and take the damn hat off so I can see he changed the face thing, which actually I like better than the patchy, hair here. I like the little. I
don't like his handlebars. I don't like his.
I like it better than his patchy, like.
That's true. Yeah. Well, he did say that's why he looked that way, because he was trying to grow all that to get to that. What do you call that? What is that called when men do that handlebars? But no, it's called a specific type of mustache. I forgot. There's like a weird name for it.
It's ugly.
Yeah, you're right. It is ugly. I thought it
was a handlebar. I thought that's what a handlebar is.
No, I forgot. No, it was another. I'll have to when we're done. I'll Google it and I'll send it to you, because it's another term. It's like some bourgeoisie type of friggin' term for it, but
like a French word or something. Is it?
Yeah, it's some. I forgot what it's called, but that's Well, we can. No, and now it's going to be on my brain until I remember it. So whatever, I'll figure it out. I'll Google it. So we're kind of getting towards the end of this.
No, it's handlebar. It's handlebar.
Is it called handlebar? Okay.
Yeah, that's all I see.
Theater.
Really? Yeah. I'll find it. Or maybe somebody told me. Or maybe somebody told me some name and I just,
There probably is a name for it too.
Yeah, right I'm pretty sure there's a name for it.
And I just saw one and it said there's the handlebar and then there's the French style. So
the French style. Lordy. So I guess we're done here. There's nothing to say. Wait a minute, Haley and Jake.
Let me just tell you something.
Haley, the classic dictum.
Let me tell you something. You ever seen that meme? Anyway, Haley was like, I did everything. I was saying that when she was with the girls, and she's like, yeah, and I tried everything, and I was there, and yeah, girl, he should have wine and dined you more. I was like, she didn't want to be wine and dined. She didn't want to have anything to do with him. So at least stop saying that you did everything you could have, no, you did not. You didn't even meet him halfway. I'm to this day.
She basically admitted it. What I have been thinking all this time was that sex was garbage. I mean, she didn't make no bones about it when she's like, when they were talking about when the all girls were together and what's his name? What's that guy's name? The host?
Jake?
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin Frazier. Yeah, Kevin Frazier. When he basically said to her, was it the sex? And she's like, oh, it was horrible. I mean, she didn't even, at least Chris held his breath when he was talking about Paige. I mean, no, wait, who held? No, I'm lying. At least Elf held his breath a little bit and paused when Kevin asked him about, do you love her? And he was like,
oh, we're
well, that's because that's his style. He's an idiot.
Haley didn't pause for shit. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, Haley didn't pause for shit. When the dick game came up, she made it very clear. She was waiting for it. She waited.
Right.
Paige should have pulled that shit out of the book of fucking Haley, because Haley came and Haley brought all the fucking grenades and was like, the dick sucked. He was terrible in bed, basically. No, I was done after that.
Can I say something to that? And I know they hate each other, right? It was highly disrespectful, and I just felt it was. I know, because she hates him and it was unnecessary. I would never do that to somebody.
But did you see how indignant she got? Wait, did you see how indignant she got when she was like, when Kevin was like, have you seen him since? And she's like, no, he blocked me on everything. Bitch, why are you shocked?
I don't blame him.
Yeah, and look how she
I blocked you too.
And did it right. But my thing is this too. I know that men get like, oh, it's all about their performance to a point, right? So I can see somebody saying, oh yeah, his dick game was lame and that's why. But what if her game was lame? You know? I mean, he could have had good dick game, but she could have been like just there
and not laying on her back.
She wasn't into it in the first place. You know she wasn't had any passion behind it. She had no passion behind it.
So, you know, it might not have been good. It might not have been good for her. But I don't see her as the one giving up a lot in that moment. I look at her and I see her just laying there and taking the dick, not caressing it, nothing. I don't see her giving a lot. So
she's not servicing the dick.
No. She's not servicing the dick.
Not serving it. No.
Or anything else. I mean, the whole function of sex is not just the dick and the vagina. There's a whole process to it. How engaged was she in that process?
They were drunk. Remember, she said we had been drinking. So you know that was some old sloppy ass. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with some good drunk sex.
I don't think he's the type that would just lay there and just take it, and then got a nerve to say, "Well, it didn't do anything for me." Well, what did you do for yourself?
Nothing. And shame on her for sticking with it. Like you should have, I said, and shame on her for sticking with it. Why would you continue on the whole 8 weeks until the end and say, I want a divorce? I would have taken myself out of that equation right off the rip.
No, I think he was, but I think I go back to my original thing with him. I really think that if she had said, and wanted to work on it, he would have worked on it. Not at the end. It was too late. But if even at 3/4 through, if he was just like, he's like, and he always asks me the same question, like, are you attracted to me? Well, answer the question. Then he will keep asking you the same question over and over again because he obviously doesn't know. But you didn't have any. He didn't have to do anything to her or anything for her to say anything. She just drives me nuts.
Yeah. I put a lot of it on her. I really do.
I agree. I mean,
I'm not a big fan of his. His humor to me is not funny. He seems very dry in the corner. No, I wouldn't be attracted to him or find him fun. But I see there's a window for him to be funny and engaging. I see him as having more personality than her. Honestly.
Listen, his most attractive quality to me was his house, because I was like, he has a house that I would die for, because I don't go nowhere outside of work. I want to be home. He's got everything that I want. A workout room. Like I have a ghetto workout room. He's got a whole on gym. He got a sauna.
He's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. I'm not worried about my boy Jay.
He's got a beach. I'm like, I want your fucking house. I date him.
He's gonna be okay.
I wouldn't.
He definitely will. And he probably is by the time, probably is at this point, that this is over, because there definitely will be some women in his DMs.
Oh, hell
no
yeah.
doubt.
Oh, you know Jake is getting it in.
No
Jake is getting
doubt.
it in all day,
Haley
every
did not
day.
do herself any favors. I think a man would not hop to her DMs because they looked at her personality, and she's not cute enough to have that personality.
She's got that pie face, all flat and shitting in that chin. When she gets all indignant and she tucks her neck in, and I'm just like, "Ooh, honey, no." But I digress.
Yeah,
I think we've covered everyone, but we'd be remiss if we didn't. Shahidah, I know you got some shit to say.
What?
I thought we were gonna talk about Chris's last 2-3 weeks of internet success or internet friggin'. He was like the hashtag for the past 3 weeks.
Oh, poor guy.
I'm sorry.
I thought you said I had something to say.
I thought you said you wanted to say something about it.
By the way, Jake has a new girlfriend, just so you know.
Of course he does. Jake is out there laying all kinds of pipe.
Jake has all but confirmed his new relationship with Sophie.
Sophie
Guidolin.
Really? Okay. Oh, well, he'll be on his IG. He's got an IG that I went and looked at. I don't follow him, but I've just gone and looked at some of their IGs just to see what kind of pictures they're posting.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe this is a different Jake. This is a different Jake.
No, his I'll tell you what his Instagram is, because I just went to it like not too long ago. It's like crap.
Because there's another Jake. I think it's Australian Jake.
Oh, yeah, because he's an asshole too. Oh no, he's an asshole, not.
Oh yeah, I don't watch the Australian. I heard the Australian Married at First Sight was crazy. I heard it's crazy good, but I'm like, I can't. I just don't have that energy right now. We gotta get ready for Houston, for God's sake.
The way they do it is a little differently too.
Yeah, but they're so much more extra. They are so more extra on Australia. I've seen some clips and I'm like, damn. And like, what is it with the women in Australia? They are all plastic surgery out. Like they all got the big, what is that? What is lip injection, big giant lips and the fake tits and the long flowing hair and the fillers where you can't even see an emotion on their goddamn face. And I'm like, ooh, I might have to watch that. I might have to binge that on Memorial Day weekend since I have nothing else to do.
There's not one pic of Jake on Haley's Instagram. Not one.
Why would there be?
Oh, this one.
Oh, because he blocked her. So I'm sure she went tit for tat and blocked him.
Look at his outfit.
Oh no.
No wonder he got a fanny pack too.
No.
Go ahead, man.
Got a fanny pack.
An American flag fanny pack. Oh.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If there had been, that's fixable. Like you can't fix that. It is. You can fix that. So if there was genuine feelings,
or modify at least, yes,
right, or at least have a conversation and say like, let's one at a time. Let's lose the fanny pack, all right? And we're gonna go supermarket shopping or whatever, and leave the fanny pack at home, but wear the ripped jeans and a t-shirt. I'll tolerate that for now. But as time went on, you can kind of, and as a woman, again, women shit. When you're going to the store, get your man a shirt. Yeah, I mean, but at least buy your man like a shirt or a pair of jeans. But you don't have to, when you give it to him, you don't have to give it to him on the guys like, because your shit is weak, like your whole wardrobe sucks. You just be like, oh, babe, I was looking at shirts for me and outfits for me. And I walked by the men's section. I saw this shirt and I was like, oh, my man would look hella sexy in this. So I bought it for you. You know he gonna wear that shit.
He had that. I defended him on a lot of things, but that fanny pack just took me out. It just took me out the game.
Oh yeah, fanny pack now.
I can't even be.
I have a fanny pack and I rock it when I travel. So
with American flag fanny pack, sir.
Not American.
That's what I'm saying.
I was gonna say it's got to be a more sophisticated, more stylish fanny pack. Come on, Chris.
And I have a couple too up in the closet, but they're stylish, and it's not like an everyday thing.
I had a fanny pack when fanny packs came out in the 80s when it was age appropriate for us.
American flag fanny pack just says, I'm a fucking hick and I love it. And that's it. He just
I'm not wearing no goddamn fanny pack. I don't care if it's Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and none of that shit. If I can't rock a regular old purse or a backpack, I ain't wrapping nothing around my waist but a belt.
I got a rhinestone one, but it's like from back in the day. Come on.
Don't you wear that shit around me. when we go to the Pearl for our dinner,
I would never.
I'll be like, Shahidah, come on now.
So next week is the final.
Actually, this week, sir.
I mean Wednesday.
Yeah,
is the final.
Yeah. And
so
I don't even think we're gonna have a lot to talk about then.
I don't know what else is there to talk about. There's no mystery on anything. They'll come up with something, but
did anybody see the preview?
No, I didn't see the previews. And I have a feeling it's going to start out. It's just going to start out with Chris and Pastor Dwight with their fuckery. And then when they calm that shit down, it's going to go back. They're probably going to bring all of the couples out there to sit around and shoot the shit, or all of the guys, because they had all of the girls on the first one. Bring all the guys out, and then they'll end it where they'll bring all. Or maybe they'll just end it by bringing all of the remaining married couples on and just be like, fuck Haley and Jake and Chris and Paige, and just go there and just talk to them and what the future holds for them. But listen, let's see how it goes. And if it doesn't work out, y'all, I got something else we can talk about.
I know.
We always have something to talk about.
We always got something to talk about.
We'll talk on Wednesday. We'll talk on Thursday. So let's wrap this up. And I just want to leave off with one small thing. And I know we haven't talked about this, but I'm imploring everybody, do your research on your vaccination and please get that COVID vaccination.
Get the shot.
I'm just gonna get the shot.
We're all vaccinated, right?
We're all vaccinated. Yep.
This Saturday will be my 2 weeks in the clear, and I'm still gonna wear my mask though.
All right.
I'm gonna lay low, but let's do it.
Out.
All right.
Thank you. Till next time, y'all. Later.